Hey everyone, it's Richard T. Fields with Twin Voyage Productions, and if you're an artist planning on filming their first music video, you don't want to miss out on these tips. Music videos are fun to watch and super fun to make too, but if you're a musical artist in the early stages of your career and thinking about making your first music video, there are some things you should consider before diving in. So let's discuss 5 tips that I've learned throughout my experience making music videos that can help you create something that's watchable, enjoyable, and on brand. The most important thing you can do before filming your first music video is to know your audience. If you haven't taken the time already, ask yourself these questions to create a general profile of who they are. Ask yourself, who are they? What's their age range? What's their gender or how do they identify? Where do they live? What is their race or ethnic background? What resonates with them culturally? Knowing these answers will give a good starting point with knowing your audience and will help you create visuals for your music in a way that connects. It's also important to keep in mind how big social media is today. By understanding what kind of content specific groups are watching on platforms such as YouTube, Instagram, or TikTok, then we can better understand what types of aesthetics may be more appealing than others when releasing our music videos online. Up next, before you start your first music video, it's important to know who and what your brand is. If you're unsure about this, ask yourself these questions. What is my brand's voice? Is it serious? Is it silly? This will help you define your brand's tone. How is my brand dressed? Does it have a particular style that should be reflected in the video? Or are there no rules when it comes to how I should appear on camera? What kind of story do I want to tell? Is it going to provide an educational experience, entertain, or make them laugh? Will this be an experimental art piece that's open to interpretation? Is there something I value that I want to showcase or a platform that I need to stand for? Some of these things that are more conceptual will vary from video to video. However, it is good to just understand your core values as an artist. If you're afraid to be boxed into one thing, remember that it's okay and even expected for brands and artists to evolve over time. Next, when planning a music video, it's important to understand your goal. Is it to increase sales or streams? Bring awareness to you as an artist or to your band? To get people talking about your brand? Millions of views on YouTube or starting a new TikTok dance trend? Before you start building your story and hiring a production company, know what you want to accomplish with your video. Once you have that clear in mind, then you can decide which elements will be necessary for your project and which elements may not fit into what you're trying to accomplish at all. Next up, and perhaps one of the most controversial points, is to know your budget. If you're thinking, I want to make a music video, but I don't have the budget for it, you might be right, but only if you want to be. It's true, filming a music video can be expensive. You'll need lights, camera equipment, props, potentially some actors. So yes, filming a music video will be much easier if you have set aside a budget to use this as a tool to promote your music. However, you can still do some pretty cool things with very little money by keeping an eye out for deals and using creative thinking when it comes to figuring out how exactly everything will come together on set. If your budget is really limited or non-existent, then there are still ways around spending any money at all, or at least spending less than usual. For example, instead of renting expensive equipment or hiring actors, try asking friends if you can borrow some gear or if they want to make a cameo in your video. Maybe they'd consider doing so in exchange for something else. This could be a time where you want to use your connections or barter or trade skill sets in order to get the job done. If you're interested in more tips on how to create music videos on a tight budget, watch this video here where I go more in depth on this topic. Next, let's talk about distribution. Remember, you want to get your video in front of as many people as possible. If you can't make that happen, then you gotta find a way to make it happen. The sooner people see your music video, the better. Therefore, distribution is something you need to take seriously before you decide to shoot your music video. Another reason why you want to consider distribution before you film is because knowing this ahead of time can impact how you film and edit your project. For example, when we created this spec commercial for Baby Brezza, we knew we would distribute this via Instagram. Therefore, when filming, we framed each shot with the square format in mind. Had we not taken our distribution into consideration when filming, we would have had a much harder time appropriately framing our shots in our edit. Speaking of Instagram, Social media is one thing that can help boost the distribution of your video. If you aren't promoting yourself on social media, you're losing the game. You should be posting about it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and any other platform that will listen long before the actual release date, so that when people do tune in, they feel like they're part of the club. Music videos are a fun and powerful way to not only share your music, but also give potential fans a chance to get to know you as an artist. With these tips in mind, you'll be well on your way to creating a music video that's sure to make an impact. If you found this content helpful, go ahead and hit that like button to give it a thumbs up. And if you're an artist who's considering making their first music video, drop a comment below with some of the challenges that you're facing or with how the process is going for you. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time, peace.